The 2026 Chevrolet Silverado is stirring up quite the buzz, and for good reason. In this video, we're breaking down 5 key changes that have everyone talking. From design updates to pricing surprises, here's everything you need to know about Chevy's most talked about truck of the year. Number 5. Styling updates. When it comes to exterior design, the 2026 Silverado is turning heads, but not necessarily for the right reasons. The current generation has been around since 2019, making it one of the oldest-looking trucks in its class. Meanwhile, rivals like the Ford F-150 and Ram 1500 have undergone bold redesigns, leaving Chevy's full-size pickup visually stuck in time. So, what did Chevrolet change? 2 paint colors. The outgoing iridescent pearl tri-coat and slate gray metallic have been replaced with white sands and polar white tri-coat. That's it. No new grille, no reworked headlights, no tougher bumpers. Just a couple of new shades on a 6-year-old design. Imagine rolling up to a job site with your brand new 2026 Silverado, only for everyone to mistake it for a 2019 model. That's the situation many buyers might face this year. However, not everyone sees it as a mistake. Some industry insiders argue that it's a strategic move since Chevy is reportedly saving its resources for a complete redesign coming soon. Spy shots already hint at a next-generation Silverado with a much bolder, more modern look. From that angle, it makes sense not to waste money updating a truck that's near the end of its cycle. Still, the question remains: should buyers be satisfied with a nearly unchanged exterior while competitors continue pushing design boundaries? For many, the 2026 Silverado feels like a missed opportunity, a placeholder model rather than a statement. And if the lack of visual updates feels disappointing, just wait until you see how Chevrolet handled one of its most popular packages. Number 4. RealTree Package. The RealTree Package sees a major shakeup for 2026, and it's one that's already dividing Silverado fans. In 2025, the RealTree Special Edition was a factory-installed option, available only on one setup: the custom Trail Boss Crew Cab short bed 4-wheel drive with the 5.3-liter V8. For 2026, Chevy is replacing it with a dealer-installed RealTree Appearance Package. On the positive side, the new version is far more accessible. It can now be added to both the custom and custom Trail Boss trims and paired with 3 engines: the 2.7-liter Turbo 4, the 5.3-liter V8, or the 3.0-liter Duramax diesel. But here's where the controversy begins. The new package adds RealTree graphics on the hood, bedsides, and tailgate, plus interior door accents, the Dark Essentials package, black chrome exhaust tips, and assist steps. In short, it's mostly cosmetic, with no real functional upgrades. That's what many owners find disappointing. Imagine using your truck for real work, hauling lumber or towing equipment, and worrying about scratching that new finish. The 2025 RealTree edition included a Chevy Tech spray-on bedliner as standard, but for 2026, it's gone. Critics also point out that rivals offer more substance at similar price points, adding things like locking differentials, upgraded suspensions, and advanced traction systems. Compared to those, the 2026 RealTree Package feels more like a sticker kit than a true performance upgrade. To make matters worse, the move from factory-installed to dealer-installed raises questions about consistency and quality control. And if that feels like a downgrade, what's happening inside the cabin may frustrate Silverado fans even more. Number 3. Interior. Step inside the 2026 Silverado, and the story doesn't get much better. Interior changes are minimal, with the most notable update actually being a deletion. The front and rear floor liners with removable carpet inserts are gone. It's a small detail, but it means one less convenience feature for owners. Beyond that, the cabin remains largely unchanged. Chevrolet still offers 2 dashboard designs. Base models, like the Work Truck, Custom, and Custom Trail Boss, retain the old pre-refresh interior with a small 7-inch touchscreen, a layout that feels ancient in today's tech-focused market, especially compared to the digital modern cabins of Ford and Ram. Imagine finishing a long day on the job, climbing into your truck, and struggling with a cramped, outdated interface, while rivals offer large, responsive, high-resolution displays that feel smooth and modern. Higher trims do get the updated dashboard with a 13.4-inch touchscreen, bringing the Silverado closer to its competitors, but even then, the cabin still lags behind in refinement. Next to a Ram 1500, the differences in materials, build quality, and overall execution are clear. And here's the real frustration. As the Silverado's price keeps climbing, buyers expect interior quality to follow. Instead, they're greeted by the same design and materials, and in some cases, fewer features than before. For a truck competing in such a crowded segment, this lack of progress is hard to defend. The split dashboard design also creates an uneven experience, where cabin quality varies drastically depending on trim level. Unfortunately, the stagnation doesn't stop there, because under the hood, the powertrain situation is just as controversial. Number 2. Powertrain. Under the hood is where tradition meets controversy. The 2026 Silverado's engine lineup remains almost entirely unchanged, a growing concern in today's fast-moving truck market. Chevrolet still leans on its naturally aspirated V8s, the 5.3-liter with 355 horsepower and the 6.2-liter with 420 horsepower. They deliver solid performance and proven reliability, but their torque delivery falls behind turbocharged rivals. Ford's twin-turbo V6s and Ram's Hurricane Inline 6 reach peak torque much earlier, giving them stronger, more immediate pulling power. Imagine merging onto a highway while towing a heavy trailer. You want instant torque, not horsepower that only shows up at high revs. That's where turbo setups shine and where the Silverado is starting to feel dated. The only real update for 2026 is an optional sport exhaust calibration on select 6.2-liter trims, adding a more aggressive tone in sport mode. Fun, but hardly a game-changer. Still, Chevy has a few strengths. The 2.7-liter Turbo 4 offers 310 horsepower and 430 pound-foot of torque, and Chevrolet remains the only brand in its class still offering a diesel option. The 3.0-liter Duramax with 305 horsepower and 495 pound-foot of torque. Yet the lack of real innovation is hard to ignore. Ford pushes hybrids, Ram refines turbo tech, and Chevy stands still, relying on engines that, while proven, are showing their age. And that's before you even look at what Chevrolet is now charging for these familiar features. Number 1. Pricing. Perhaps the most talked about aspect of the 2026 Silverado isn't what's new. It's how much Chevrolet is asking for what's largely the same truck. Across the lineup, prices have climbed, raising eyebrows among fans and industry watchers alike. The 2026 Silverado 1500 now starts at $39,495 for the base work truck regular cab two-wheel drive and stretches to $85,930 for the range-topping ZR2 Bison with the 6.2-liter V8. The Custom starts at $44,995, the Custom Trail Boss at $55,395, the LT at $50,495, and the RST at $53,895. These figures include a $2,595 destination charge, up $400 from 2025. For a truck with virtually no major upgrades, that increase is hard to defend. Critics suggest Chevrolet is subtly raising prices through higher freight costs, a quiet way to boost profits without touching the MSRP. When mid-level trims already exceed $50,000, every extra charge stings. Supporters point to inflation, supply chain issues, and higher production costs, which make small price hikes understandable, but many argue that higher prices should mean higher value. When Ford raises F-150 prices, buyers see new tech or added capability. When Ram does it, the upgrades are clear. With the 2026 Silverado, however, changes are minimal, making the premium harder to justify. In the end, the Silverado's 2026 lineup feels like a case study in cautious strategy, where doing almost nothing has sparked more debate than a full redesign might have. From minor exterior updates and a scaled-down RealTree package to an aging interior, carryover engines, and higher prices, Chevy seems to be biding its time while rivals charge ahead. Whether this is smart patience before a full redesign or a missed opportunity depends on your view. But one thing is clear. The 2026 Silverado forces buyers to decide if brand loyalty is worth paying more for less. Thanks for watching.